Hey, how's it going? I have like a lot to talk about, so I might do a two-parter here. I'm kind of I'm not sure if I should start with the cards or not. I think that what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start with my notes. I have some because the past couple of days, man, if it hasn't been some kind of lesson session, then I don't know what that looks like. Um, I'm just gonna read what I wrote. Oh, and by the way, I just want to say the overall tone of the day and probably what I've written here is gonna be like all over the place, but not really. Like when I started the day, it was kind of like all over the place in a way that is not. Started that wrong, but I like to do a thing where I share stuff from whatever different platforms, and I have fun doing it because, well, I just have fun doing it, and it's kind of a routine that I do in the morning. So, um, that was all over the place today. Like usually, the posts, the sharing has like a general tone that the posts follow, and even I felt like it was all over the place, and I didn't have a problem with it, but I did notice it. So here we go. Uh, think of the things that that whoa okay, think of the things that hadn't happened in a while. It should be haven't. Hadn't was messing me up. But anyway, so think of things that haven't happened in a little while. And it started happening again. Again, like, I don't want this. Like the recurring things. Well, I mean, something you missed in the previous semester, you got to go back and retake the class or something, or retake the test. So, let me try and read it. Okay. um, okay, so I thought of the thing that hadn't happened in a little while, and I almost immediately regretted it because the next day it came back and happened again. I kind of know, I kind of knew it might, and so I must have needed it to. A number of little events have conspired to prevent me from uh, certain things I'd very much like to do. I'm so aware that having recognized the importance of the moment, seconds, nanoseconds, preceding each act and thought, like, for a long time that was a really hard one for me. Like, think before you act. Well, especially when you get like passion happening. Anyway, so like I have a little better a time doing that, like having some forethought before, like forethought before a thought. Boing, oing, oing. But I've been learning how to do it. Not well yet, but hey, it wasn't easy to find that spot that, like, you are, like when I listen to, like, the Arcturias, they'll be like, think about what you're thinking, or, don't, I'm translating it badly, but they advise you to keep track of what you're thinking. They're not the only ones either. If you're looking at the spiritual stuff, you're going to find it all over the place, but they're saying someone, whoever it is saying the saying, the content of it will be, beware of your thoughts. And that's not a new concept. It goes back to ancient teachings. I'll put it that way. And so, also think before you act. And I don't know why it was so, well, I mean, it's not easy still. And I do know why, but boy, that's a whole other ream of notes that I haven't even written. So we're not going to talk about that. Anyway. So yeah, having recognized the importance of the moments, seconds, and nanoseconds preceding each act and thought, I had something simmering in me of mine. Oh, sorry. No. Oh, I guess I just changed subjects there. But I think keep that in mind, like the awareness of, thinking better of what you're about to do, basically. I feel like it's going to recur. So I had something simmering in me of mine. Finally feeling enough in a place of voicing... Oh, wait. Sorry. Oh, I see. Something simmering in me. One of many. Jeez. Okay. Did you catch that? I had something simmering in me. One of many. Not just one thing. But it's a feeling of barely constrained power and holding back. So much that I'd like to loudly air and release. But in the saying... I imprudently decided to read about people lying about marital status. Well, I think I lost myself here. I lost my place. Oh, okay, maybe not. So, the thing simmering, one of many, because it's a feeling of barely constrained power and holding back so much that I'd like to loudly air and release. But in the saying, I imprudently decided to react. How did I miss that? Finally feeling enough in a place of voicing unspoken feelings and truths after holding them in. So some vein of precognizance of potential eventualities and drunk with cocky, Jupiter-driven miscalculation. Wow, that was kind of messy. You're just going to have to reverse. I'm not going to try to say it again. I don't want to make it worse. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening here. Oh, okay, I see. I imprudently decided to react. Feeling all cocky with Jupiter, giving me like sort of false confidence, like overconfidence. Which, it's not going to work out. Well, I mean, well, not too badly. I will try to continue here. Uh, yeah, I decided to react about people lying about marital status and wanting me to cheat with them. And it was very much out of sync with all of the other stuff that I'd been posting. I just felt the need to let this out, and when it happens, I'm just gonna let it these days, because like I tried to say in here, I don't know if it was clear, but for years I have held back things that I have needed to say, that needed to be aired out and see the light of day, and I still am not like in a place where I'm able to do all of that, because I don't necessarily want to do it here, but I want to do it. I want to unburden myself. It's weighty. Ow. So, okay. Talking about it would have looked like I was just popping off about the people, like, not telling, like, it's been happening for years, and it is, I guess, because of the internet's interface and the way that people, well, I'll get to it, but, I said in there that, like, right after I did it, I regretted it. I felt bad. Like, I felt bad. Like, oh, man, that was just a bunch of, like, vitriol vom. Everyone else was just like, oh, cute, funny, in the middle of your posting thing. But, you know, when you need to do it, like I said, it's been held in for a long time, that feeling where, like, this person wants something from you, they're not honest with you, even though you're honest with them. You, like, do your best to get truth from them, like ask questions like, what is your status, or, you know, whatever. Like, I you know, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I don't want to help someone cheat. I don't want to be ignorant that I'm helping someone cheat. That sucks. So that's not actually something that is, like, it did happen recently. But it's just, that's where I was at when I started here. So, here we go. I felt dumb after, slapped right back. Then I got over it pretty quick. It felt better to get it out, actually. People who see me online and think, I don't know what, all kinds of nutty things. Seriously, though, if people can sit back out of sight and watch, and getting feels about the person they're watching, I get it. I totally get it. I, too, get all into a person I only know of, because something they do makes them someone on a screen. I don't have the ability to remember, or I do have the ability to remember the membrane that is between the two of us, the screen. Like, I know what that means. I'm here and you're wherever you are on your side of the screen you're looking at me through. I hope that's not too convoluted. I know eyes are on, like, everyone, and screens amplify the effect. But people forget we can't usually see who's watching. We can't see them back. So, like, if you're, like, tuning in here and, like, watching or whatever, and actually, it doesn't really happen through this particular medium. It hasn't at all. So I want to clarify that. It actually happens on platforms. Because there's people that don't even bother to, like, look at these. They don't even bother to go to my profile. Anyway. So yeah, I too get into looking at the person that I only know of because something they do makes them be on a screen. I do have the ability to remember, I already did that too. Okay, so I know eyes are on everyone and screens amplify the effect. People forget we can't usually see who's, dang, I already said that, who's watching back. I hope people will give a think on that. I'm alarmed to discover that, oh, new subject, I guess. I'm alarmed to discover that I have gradually become more right leaning. It's not the first time that I've sort of found myself talking to a lot of like right winger, well, not a lot, like right wing people. I don't know, for some reason, stuff I say, I all of a sudden have like conservative people talking to me in not a hostile way, which is, I appreciate that. So yeah, it's not the first time that I've attracted righties. I just don't get why, except that I'm neither right nor left. Oh shoot, did I write it where I could see it somewhere? I can't read what I wrote about it. But like, I voted Democrat. I still vote Democrat because they talk about doing stuff that I prefer more than what Republicans are offering. But that doesn't mean I can't like appreciate them as people, as human beings. There's always going to be someone that you can't just like get along with, but the people that I talk to all the time, including online, unless it's blatant, I don't know what their politics are, and I don't really care, you know, I mean, that's your deal. I'm disappointed with both sides, or unhappy, or I don't know. I would like to vote for better things than I have available, better candidates and all that, but let me move on, because it goes, I'm going to get there. Okay. Need a new page. Oh, okay, new subject. Oh, one last thing about the right-leaning thing. I don't know if it's that so much as that I'm open to not so much what the politicians are saying, but like the like commentators and that on the right, and because I am into so much media, I'm just like fascinated by whoever turns out to be on whichever lean of the political thing. Because there are a lot of things that like QAnon had said, people from QAnon that I had met in like 2015 on Twitter, and some of the things that I heard them say, I was like, that is plausible, that is nutty. And it's funny how the way things are playing out now, however many years later, 9 years later, they have it like sort of right on and sort of not. But I think maybe the thing that maybe makes people that have like a rightward lean maybe pay attention to stuff I say is because like they talk about the deep state. This might be when it happened, when Obama was still president, I think, or maybe it was the moving into into the Trump presidency, somewhere in there. But there was something happening, and I was like, where is the real government to fix this stuff? And it was almost like, I don't think I'd ever thought of it before. It was just in that moment, everything just looked to me like that there was like something above what we think is the top of government and everything. And So recently, my feed has been feeding me, like I found this great channel. Uh, I'll tell you the name of it in the description box. And it just came right on time, that talks about, well, I'll put that in the description box because I still have a little bit to read. Okay, so the next subject is mudras, which, if you've seen like people in yoga, you know they do this hand gesture, right? When they sit in the lotus position. And so last year, at a time where I was having like a lot of stress, because it was like good things, like really awesome things were happening in my life, but at the same time, I don't know, like my old life was having a problem with it because all this stuff happened that it's like even still happened. Like I still have not completely recovered from, or even begun to be, like it's still a thing. And I was just flying off the handle, like emotionally, like really easily, and it was just not good. And it was just, my life was not like that for years. Everything was just smooth and things didn't screw up, but and it wasn't me, you know. I think it's just the times, like we've just become so awful that these things started to happen. And then I don't even want to go into all that, but it was a time where I like needed help. I was freaking out. And then one day I'm sitting around and I decided to, like, I didn't decide. I just found myself messing with my hands and like making my own mudra. Like I was fully conscious that that was what I was doing. So, shoot. I don't know how to show you this backwards. I can't turn that way. I'll have to put the name in the description box as well, because I can't remember it. I can't remember it properly, so I don't want to say it wrong. But the particular mudra that I had figured out how to do, I didn't know who to ask about it. Like, there's online, but I got there. Just give me a second. But I looked for this mudra. I did exactly what I did a year later today, and looked on Amazon for mudra stuff, and I found some. I didn't find anything with that particular gesture in it, and I thought, okay, but and then so like I did it for a while, and then I don't know, at some point I stopped doing it. I didn't stop thinking about it, but I guess I just didn't feel the need to do it anymore. So today, this video comes across my feed, and then I see the gesture. I'm gonna link that video, and well, maybe I see the gesture in the front of the video, and then the video plays, and it's not. They do not talk about that particular gesture, and they show it twice in the video. Like, it's on the title card, I think, and then, yeah, and then they don't even talk about it at all. So I went and did what I did a year ago and went back to Amazon, and I'll just put in mudras, and I didn't even put in specific, like, book poster, nothing, and then just posters came up, and I look at it, and I can already see it, like, right away, and it's a blurry picture. And isn't it funny, like, why did it have to wait so long for me to find this thing that tells me what this gesture means? The video is worth watching, though, because even though the video that they display is not discussed in it, other stuff about the mudras is, and so it's a lot, and that's why I'm going to link it. But if you're interested in that, it tells you a lot about, it's a lot. So But the meaning of it is to, hold on. Let's see if I can get it here again. I wonder if I closed the tab. Oh, I might have. I had like a million. Oh yeah, it's not here. All right, here, let me see real quick. Well, you already shut off? Dang, man. I hate the phone lock. Let me try and find it again. Okay. Mudras. And their meaning. We'll try that. But I think I just put mudras because I did, because that was what was on top. Okay, so here we go. I think this is actually the poster, but of course you can't see that because it's all small. But it went right to Amazon. So here's meanings. And where is it? Okay, that is so blurry. And of course, that is not what I had. I can't find exactly the thing, but it was to help you, like, when you're stressed out, when you're, like, overthinking, and I was like, are you kidding me? It was so perfect. And then it appeared today, and then I had these recurring things other than the mudra, these others that I talked about that had me, like, kind of stressed out. And when I said I got over it, part of the reason it was, like, pretty easy to get over it and get me to remember back to, like, don't freak out, this is just something that's happening in the life that you're just role playing in, like, you know, you're having the emotions, but they're gonna, like, float. Like, I just had to, it was harder though. I mean, like I said, I was all over the place. I was just crazy spraying, but on the inside, well, no, I did blow up and go off on. Anyway, I don't know. So there was just a little bit more here left. Oh God, I kind of already talked about all of this. Okay. The mudras, first time, this time, both. Me kind of freaking out, time before. Wow, now, I don't even understand that. I don't understand the cadence. Oh, now is part of the next sentence. The mudras, first time, this time, both. Me kind of freaking out, time before. Wow. Now, another block to what I feel is progression. That's recurred multiply in my... Oh, that's occurred multiply. There was no period there. My ride giver is off for the foreseeable, not for an elective as previously. This was like an emergency thing. As is customary, I will be missing an appointment that I really needed to attend, and I need their help with that. That's another one of those recurrings, and that was something that I was upset about, but I can't be upset because, like I said, this was not elective. This was an emergency, and I know that this is just... She feels bad, I know, or she feels bad because I know that she knows that there were the other times, and we just were like, okay, we're gonna get into our routine. And I'm going to be here, and nope. And so, I mean, I really, like I was saying earlier, like I really got to think about, like, how am I going to react to this or respond or not, which is, I finally, like, went through all kinds of emotions, like I was saying, and calmed down, maybe with the help of the mudra too, or, yeah, probably, because it was really satisfying to have it turn up and go, oh my god, this reappears, and now I know what it means, and I'm freaking out again, and it's perfect. And like, I don't want to give myself that raggedy, aggravated energy, you know. I want to be able to flow. What's happening with my time here? Oh, okay. Woohoo, yippee. It's not too bad. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. Look, I was red hot angry already today, or sorry, yesterday, about the first recurrence. Then today I learned of this new truancy, and I can't be surprised or mad. Okay, I stopped that motion. I'm in great, oh, what the heck? Oh, I can't be surprised or mad. It's been building. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah, I was mad yesterday, and then today I learned about the new truancy, and I can't be surprised or mad. It's been building. Pains and weakness for them, my caregiver who's out. So it tracks. Like now, like we didn't know like what was wrong with her, but we figured it was to do with the previous thing that they were out for. Or, I mean, I think that I did. I think they did also. So, so no exercising. Oh, new subject. No exercising because it won't, oh, because it don't work, or it disrepairs me. Oh, no exercising because the exercising vehicles that I like to use, my cycles, are, well, one of them works. The one I would prefer to be using doesn't work right now, and I'm pretty sad about it. I have this other one that does indeed work, but here's the thing. It is a three-wheeler, and it has a one-side drive, which means the chain that you... One back wheel has the chain on it, so it pulls the entire forward motion. You're pulling the one... I can't remember one side, because I just started riding the thing, and there's like... I feel like I'm playing drums, but there's a lot going on. It's like pulling... It's long, it's got a wagon. The seat is not properly attached, so if I turn my body, the seat goes with me, and I don't have the parts to make it stop doing that. When I took it out, I'm glad I had a wrench with me, because neither the handlebars in the stem, they weren't tight. They were all, oh really? Okay. And then the fork, I was like, the handlebars went this way and the fork went the other way, and I was like, how did I get this far without the thing just falling apart under me? Because I got pretty far from my door, not out of my parking lot, but pretty far before I realized, like, oh, stuff's just really not tightened down here. I was supposed to have someone's help with getting it put together properly, and they did say when they gave it back, I never really know, like, what I'm doing with these things. And I'm like, oh, man, I wish I would have said that first. But I couldn't work on it myself because of my shoulder. Because I, it was already messed up. So then I go ride it, and it's fine. Everything's, like, battened down enough. I mean, I'm not, like, doing jumps on this thing. It's a three-wheeler. It's got a basket on the back. But, so, I'm just riding it, and the one-sided drive, the pulling, like my arm right now is 4 days later. I haven't been riding it. I rode it for 2 days. I was like, cool, this is great. It's like heavier than my other one. I'll get a better exercise out of it. And then like after the second day, I woke up on the third day and could not lift my arm. And if you've been watching the videos, that's been a recurring problem. Why does everything keep coming back? It's a theme. Okay, oh, enough with that. Get out of here. So I had pulled cards as I usually do, like ahead of time, and we'll just see what they have to say. And so the first cards I pulled were from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck, and they are the number 42 card, Netcaster. And 4 and the 2 add up to 6, and when I thought that, or when I saw that on here, it made me think of the tarot card, the 6 of Cups, which is like about nostalgia in a way, or it's about nostalgia. Let's just go with that. And I'm taking so long, I'm not going to pull out like the tarot card, but nostalgia is remembering stuff. So this is the Netcaster card, and it's just like it sounds, and you can see there's a figure on there that is, where is my indicator? Holding a net. It's a woman looking person holding what appears to be a fishing net. So we're gonna it's obviously we're not talking about catching fish here, but I guess just throwing it back over the memory field or the memory ocean, and pulling in your memory catch that way. Sorry, I realized I was starting to mumble. And this card, Netcaster, has a subtitle of Preparations Come to Fruition. Well, that makes me think of like with the nostalgia, you're like looking back at like all of the steps you took to get where you are. Like, to me, this person looks pretty well off. In fact, they actually look like they're just fishing for the heck of it. There's no professional fisherwoman out in like a ball gown. It looks like she's got on a gown. Are you going to the fishing cotillion? I don't know. Maybe there's such a thing. It just doesn't seem like it's inappropriate for like what you would think she's doing. But you know what? Maybe she's just not really catching fish. It's just all the metaphor. So yeah, she's a white dress. That I almost put this down and. Okay, so I was noticing the white dress, but I'm also noticing her expression as she's like in thought, probably reminiscing. Goodness gracious, spit it out. All of this lightness around her, I notice. It's like almost like it's the recurring theme again, like she's remembering, or things are trying to come back to her attention. Oh my goodness. I just realized, I thought of this before I started, that when I pulled these cards, I realized I was going to be saying a lot of the things that I've been seeing other people say, like more directly than I ever have before. So that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like I'm in the right direction. Anyway, back patting over. So the second card I pulled is number 9, and it's the Dances on One Foot Balancing Act. Again, with the recurring, and it's not just me, by the way, with my life that I feel like just totally, well, the notes. It was just me. It was all about my crap. But I always think that other people have to be going through similar type things, and I feel like the mudra thing, like that was something that I described how it happened. It was not deliberate, but I feel like it's two things. I feel like it's like some ancient memory that just like presented itself like when I needed it, Akashic record style, and also that oh god, I'm gonna lose the thought, really. But now I don't even remember what I just said. Shoot. Well, I was talking about the Akash, so whatever I was saying, like, it was like I had to remember something from that time. Oh, the mudras, and that it came to me at both times to do exactly what it's meant to do. It's like I dug it out of a memory, and also that like I don't know, just happened upon it at the right possible time, it just recurred at the opportune time, which, when you're catching with a net, you want it's a good thing if your net comes back with catch in it, is the thing. So, the number 9 card here, I got dances on one foot. I guess, dancing in the past, dancing in the present, balancing act. I think I said this yesterday or in the last reading or maybe I was just talking to myself earlier today and it didn't get recorded at all except for by the watchers in the phone. I felt like I personally was having all these transitions, like every recurring thing that came up was like something that would trip me up, and maybe that had me like bouncing from foot to foot, like really trying not to fall into, like I wrote somewhere on there that I didn't get to it, like I don't want to have any I don't or I can't, like I don't need to have any of that because of like anything that's happened, because like with the mudras, I found what I needed. Like things started to go a little kooky and I needed a little help, and I did ask Spirit for help. I did actually ask the Arcturians for some help, because they always say ask them, and I was really like tripping, like I have major feelings, like I was tripping out. So that was like the first time I was like, hey. But to not go down the like blame alley, like why did this happen, or like why didn't it go like this, that's what I didn't want to do. I just wanted to stay away from that completely. And it like the bouncing back and forth from one foot, it's like the old habit of like just doing that all the time, and like with the awareness of what you're gonna do thing, like just like not even being able like I said, it took me a long time to be able to like stop and think before I act. It's like something that I probably had to go back in memory to like, how did I do that thing before? And it took practice, and so like kind of like bouncing between memory and like the present, and also the future that's trying to happen like all at once. Like they say time happens all at once. There you go, it's happening all at once, and that's still the statement I just made. The end. No, I'm like, that's not the end. So the number 9 card in tarot, 9's almost at the end. In count numbers, 10 is when you start going into the 2 digits. So the number 9's almost at the end of that, and the bouncing on the foot. You hopefully we're at like at least the end of a peak that we're climbing, and we're gonna have a plateau. Although, you know, I think the plateaus we do have over the next coming decades, from what I hear and from what I can just sort of extrapolate through, like, knowing of history and kind of catching a drift of where things are going, which, oh my god, that was what I didn't get to in the notes. Well, maybe next time. But anyway, from my messages of Messages of Cosmic Oracle deck, I pulled a couple of cards, and it says, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. I think that's what kept me upright, sort of, when I was tripping, was like to not go into the why don'ts and the why didn'ts, and focus on that good life. And here's the other thing. Focus has been in a lot of other readers' readings. Not in mine so much, but I've been thinking about it. But it has been there, and I just haven't, like, you know, talked about it, because I've been getting all these birds, and it's like, bird's eye view, bird's eye view. And then I got eagle eye with a magnifying glass. Okay, I get it. I just didn't talk about it because time passes and I want to say some stuff. I don't want to be here forever and then no one's watching it at all. So I'm just going to add this to what the card says, but to have a good life, focus on the good in your life. So that, yeah, to have a good life, focus on the good in your life. You don't want to go into those why didn'ts and why don'ts. It's just a no. It's a zero sum. So the second card says, a little bit of faith goes a long way. Remember that. I mean, I don't disagree. And I think going forward, or maybe going a lot forward, more forwarder than just going forward sounds, I think we may have, everybody, a different sort of feeling about how we define faith. You don't have to go religious with it. I mean, you have faith in yourself, and that is, you could just as easily say, I believe in myself, and you would want to be doing that if you had like an exam coming up, or a sports event coming up. What do you call it? A sporting exhibition, a game, a tournament. So, you know, I've talked about this before. You're not going to sit the night before either of those events that are just impending going, I'm gonna suck, you know, boo me. You're not doing that. That's the opposite of what you're gonna do, right? I mean, if you're gonna do it at all, if you're gonna give yourself any kind of pep talk, I don't think that's gonna have a place in it. I think we all understand that, is what I'm saying, as another way of saying, you know, you're having faith about something. So you, like, it doesn't have to get all weird for people. But I mean, I think that that's going to be like the religious aspect. I think people are going to feel finally like happier about the whole deal, because it's going to have to be truth. It's going to have to give us its truth, or it's going to have to give us truth, not its truth, because we've been getting that, and that has filters. Oh my goodness. And then I pulled 3 cards from the Angel Number Oracle deck. I just want to reiterate, a little faith goes a long way. Remember that. You gotta, like, maintain it, too. You gotta, like, keep the fire. You gotta tend the flame. Keep that spiral spinning, because it's an upward spiral. In your trajectory. So, the first card I pulled was the number 1616 card. They don't have any fancy graphics on them. And the subtitle is Readjustments. Constantly. The paragraph reads, your level of self-control is sufficient to make things right. Wow, thanks. Really been working on that. On the horizon is the possibility of beginning a new romantic or platonic friendship. Okay, I'm just going to interrupt myself here to say the outburst that I had about what was happening is I get, like, a lot of people online that are fake in a lot of ways. Like, they'll say they're a famous person, but they're not that actual famous person. Or they'll actually be the famous person. And what they all have in common is that they want me to leave the open space where they have found me, like, where everybody else is talking, and it's not like a private direct message type thing. And they meet me there, and then they want me immediately to leave there because, oh, security this, but blah, 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 that, because I gotta have this, what is it called? Encryption, the famous people. I mean, I get it, but, oh my God. I have a lot of feelings about that since the whole Diddy stuff. I became aware of that. I kind of was, but that's, like, a lot of detail. And you look at people a different way. And I'm not, like, listen, I'm not, like, looking at them like, oh my God, you did that, they're terrible. I'm looking at them like, oh my God, you did that so that you could do this, and I love what you do. It's like, all right, calm down. Goosebumps. Anyway, what the heck was I going on about? The self-control sufficient to make things right. And the self-control to make things right by not going into the whole why don'ts and why didn'ts. On the horizon is the possibility of beginning a new romantic or platonic friendship, as well as a chance to begin life anew with a person from one's past. Wow. See, that always, whenever I hear that, my first thought is, ooh, what? It's the truth. What do you think about that? What do you think about those prior meetings, those prior occurrences with those people? That's another recurrence. How did I miss that? On the horizon is the possibility of beginning, oh my goodness, stop frothing, beginning a new romantic or platonic friendship, as well as a chance to begin life anew with a person from one's past. What? We're digging out somebody from the past of the nostalgia. Well, I don't know if it's nostalgic. I'm already all, who? What? I'm wary. I'm perhaps a little paranoid. Everything will fall to pieces. Well, that's perfect. Everything. I know that's got to be a typo because I cannot make that make sense unless I just edit it to saying to place. Everything will fall into place, not to pieces, because that says something else. There are some subtitles here, but I'm going to hold off on those. They may come up later. I also pulled the 0505 card, and the subtitle is Unexpected Shift. Well, when you're doing this and you're in like the sort of situation, I'm almost thinking like trying to like tap dance, do ballet with a violent earthquake underfoot, and that would symbolize, you know, that transit from, you know, the old sort of past that people do not want to let go of, and that makes the transition very treacherous and you know, quaky. Make the ground move under your feet. And also making the decision and remembering that you have the opportunity to, every time you get ready to decide to say or do, or, you know what I'm saying, that whole thing, like, oh, take a moment, like, if you possibly can, like, is that a good idea? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that without thinking about it first? I mean, you must know that if you don't do the thinking about it first, whatever the experience holds, if it doesn't go well for you, then, God, I mean, wouldn't you want to have an idea of, like, what you could possibly be in for? You may have lost the thread of what I was just saying there. I think I did. Anyway, unexpected shift. Also, the mudra. That is, man, is everything just gonna repeat? So yeah, meet the unexpected shift with a calming mudra. Ay ay ay. This is the paragraph. Ay ay ay. This number serves as a gentle nudge to pursue whatever interests you most. It's possible that something could rock your boat, but you'll end up exactly where you belong, which is in somebody's arms, your dream job, or abroad, etc. Repetitive. More, you know, dancing about. And also, you know, fives with change. 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 5 is 5, or 1 and 4 is 5. Change. But, you know, also 5 and 5 is 10, but I don't think that's what's happening here. I think it's all about the fives, because 55, 0550, the eye candy. You know, in the context of all of this, okay, here we go. The eye candy. Okay, so the eye candy, I feel like right now is the looking at the people on the screen, you know, and here's the other experience I have with that. And it's flattering, and I never want to, like, be rude about it. But here's the thing. I'll get, like, rashes of, like, military men sending me messages on the main feed where everybody can, like the public square type situation, and then they'll say something really complimentary, and I will, as I always do, if I know I've gotten a friend request, I'll go and look at the person's profile, whatever the platform. I won't, on Facebook, for some reason, I don't always get them a notification, and what'll happen is, like, some person will have sent one and be like, hey, you know, I sent you the friend request, and then you didn't answer me back. And so, like I said, I'll go look, and for a lot of reasons, I'll generally just be like, I ain't answering that. Like, I'm not gonna, like, accept that. But I will look, because sometimes will be someone that will, if I feel it like I need to accept a friend request, and I'll go ahead and do it, because there's probably a reason for it. There's probably something like the recurring thing, like there's something that's trying to get rattled loose out of my sticky brain that I'm supposed to be paying attention to. So, okay, I'm going to read the paragraph here. Get some fresh air or call some of your pals over. Take a look around you. There's so much natural beauty waiting to be discovered. Either you will soon become involved in an exciting new project or you will go out on a date. Put your charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm around. Okay, I forgot what I was talking about, but it was the eye candy. So, you know, the thing about eye candy, this is what I started to say first. I definitely think of arm candy because, and oh man, my. Okay, I'll just say it. I thought of like a pimp. I definitely saw a cartoon pimp because I have that cartoon and toy brain. But a cartoon pimp with a girl who's like looks good to make the pimp look good, but it's not the real thing because, you know, out of sight, you know how the pimp things go. That's all I'll say about it. I don't want to get into any trouble. There's a whole motif with that, though. And it's like the trophy wife type situation. The fact that you would want to display your person that way, I mean, I feel like I don't think I would like it because I think it has overtones of too many things that I wouldn't want to encourage and I don't want to be a part of. Too many. Not going to try to even go into it. Discuss, I guess. Wait, not time. Oh, I better stop. We're only at an hour. Yay, me. Okay, man, this shoulder makes me tired because it really hurts. I'm so bummed I'm not going to make that appointment. Things are on hold. And that is, I don't know, like I said, things have kept me in the house, like shoulder being one of them. It really, if, you know, both of my machines, like one hurts me and one is hurt, that's also pretty much keeping me in the house. I have a wheelchair that's self-propelled, which is why I have the shoulder problem in the first place. And I have one that's not, but I get no exercise using that, so I have no need to go out. And it's also, you know, it requires some less physicality than riding a bike, but traveling, like the curbs going up and down that, or the driveways or whatever, there's still enough like holding on and balancing and things that I have to do that aggravate my shoulder. Also, I'm just not really, like, you know what I want to do? I want to go on my deck. I want to sit in this chair. I want to sit in a different chair somewhere else. I want to take like a hot shower or a hot soak. But at the same time, I want to jump up and go out and be active, and like that's just not happening. And that's like a mental thing that I'm trying to adjust with myself, because darn it, I thought that I was going to be able to go use my machine, my preferred one, and I had bought myself some treats, which I normally wouldn't, and then I ate the treats, and then I found out I couldn't go do the exercise. And so there's exercises that I can do here, and then I haven't been doing them because I thought I was going to go out, and it's a whole thing. So that's there's like all these things that like I really need to be doing that I need to do from in here. So I just can't help but feel like that is like the nudge. Where'd it go? This serves as a gentle nudge. Shift from my activity. This number 0505 serves as a gentle nudge to pursue whatever interests you most. And you know, I have to say, it's not that I don't have interest in these things. It's just like one thing I've run into a block, and it would be great to go out and exercise some of the I guess, little buildup of stress I have about that block, because it's something that I feel like needs doing, and I almost feel like now that I'm in here with these things that are like unfinished, several things that now I'm feeling like maybe that okay. I'm gonna try not to feel pressure about that. What I am gonna try to do is make an unexpected shift. Like, I'm in here with all of that stuff. I just had that realization, and I had to do this earlier too. Is I don't want to have the stress, so I'm just not going to let it build. I'm not going to have a why don't. I'm not going to have a why didn't. I'm just going to move on. Unexpected shift. I think I got my message across. Thank you and good night.